everybody. I hope you are having a great day. This is Lori, and welcome to Hi, everybody. So today, I thought I would do a review since I haven't done a review in a while, and this book does not come out until the 30th of this month, so you have a week. By the time this comes up, it'll probably be a few days. I think I'll probably put this up Friday. But it's Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. I know I totally butchered the middle name, sorry. But in case you don't know what this is about, I forget her name all the time. Naomi, her cousin, her name is, what is her name? Silvia? I'm trying to see if it tells you on here. I don't know if it tells you on here what her cousin's name is. Catalina. Her cousin Catalina sent her this note saying that her husband was trying to poison her, and there's like ghosts there and things like that where she lives. So her dad sends her there because they mentioned her name. And she gets there, and a lot of crazy stuff starts to happen. Yeah, it's a very strange book. I gave it a 4. Well, I rounded up to a 4 for Goodreads, but I gave it like a 3.75. It just was strange to me. I'll let you know when I'm going to go into spoilers, because I did say on there that there's going to be spoilery, because it's kind of hard to explain this book a lot without going into some spoilers, especially what's going on. And I got the one page open because I don't even know how to explain it without just reading it to you. It's very strange. So, of course, when I'm ready to go into spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled, then please don't watch. But yeah, it's very interesting, though. It really is. Like, if you like creepiness, there's plenty of creepiness. It didn't give me nightmares, but it gave me like, ooh, like feelings. So, but yeah, it was really, really interesting. I liked the Catalina, and of course I love the main girl, Naomi, however you say the name. I really liked them too. And then there's one guy in here that I liked. And the rest I didn't like. It was very weird. Like, even the servants and things were weird. It was just, yeah. I'm not going to explain why the servants are weird, but I guess if you listen to the spoilers, you'll get some ideas. But very strange. What else can I say without going into spoilers? If you don't believe that trigger warnings is a spoiler, then you can stay for a minute. But if you think trigger warnings is a spoiler, then don't watch this part unless you don't mind being spoiled. So I'll wait a couple seconds. Okay. So there's incest in this book. So trigger warning for incest. Yeah. A lot of creepiness. Okay, so what else can I say with end of that spoiler, if you consider it a spoiler? What else can I say without spoiling it? One of the guys' names in this book is Francis. I think he's forget the guy's name. The husband. I think the husband is the husband. I think that's Francis is Catalina's husband, Virgil's cousin, because I think that's what his name is. Yeah, Virgil. I'm trying to remember because there's the grandfather as well. So I'm trying to make sure I didn't accidentally say that Virgil isn't the yeah. So I think the grandfather's name is Howard. Yeah, the grandfather's name is Howard. So those are some of the other characters that you'll meet. There's some other ones. There's one that's like the main like servant. I don't know if she's a servant. I don't know if you would call it. I guess I don't know, but she's the one that like is supposed to take care of Catalina, because they're saying that Catalina has I forget what it's called, tuberculosis or something. The one with the T that they had back in the day. I think they still have it, but you know what I'm talking about. I can't pronounce it though. And then there's there's a couple of doctors that you'll meet in here. Yeah. But that's all I can really say. Like I said, 3.75, rounded up to a 4. Sorry, I had to cut off a part because I accidentally said a spoiler. But yeah, so like I was saying, I did round it to a 4 on Goodreads. But anyways, and I'll also say that the spoiler part, if you consider it a spoiler, it isn't like detailed really in the book, but it's there, and they talk about it. So, yeah. But yeah, I would definitely, before I start going in spoilers, I will say, I would definitely, if you like weird books, because like I said, it's very weird, and you don't mind what I was just talking about, then you should be fine. I mean, it's not like, if you're afraid that it'll be really scary, it's not really scary. So, you don't have to worry about that. It's just creepy. Like, there's some really, like, scenes that, like, yeah, it's just weird, like, the way they talk about, like, certain things that, like, that would be spoilers, too, kind of. Okay, another one, if you might think this is a spoiler, then don't watch. But, she sees, like, certain, like, ghosts and things like that, and, like, their faces are either not there, or they're weirdly shaped, or something like that. So, yeah. So, if that kind of thing is creepy to you, then, or give you nightmares, then you might not want to read either. But if you don't mind that, then all it did to me was give me the creepers. But it didn't give me, like I said, this book didn't give me any nightmares. And it's definitely Gothic. So you got that. They're not lying when they say Mexican Gothic. It's very Gothic. So, yeah. But I still really liked it. I mean, I finished it in one day. It took me like, probably like 10 to 12 hours off and on to read it. So, yeah. So, yeah. If you guys, I do definitely recommend it. Like I said, if the stuff that I talked about doesn't bother you. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. But, yeah. I thought it was interesting, if nothing else. Okay, now we got to go into spoilers. So, please don't watch if you don't want to be spoiled. Because, yeah. This part's going to be spoily. So, we come to find out, I forget her name, but there's this one girl, she's, not Francis, she's, what's his name again? Oh, I forgot his name already. Why do I forget his name? Virgil. We find out that Virgil's sister killed a whole bunch of people. I'm not going to say who she killed, but she killed a whole bunch of people. I don't remember her name, the one that did the killing. But she has a reason, which we'll talk about in a minute. But all this creepiness going on in the house, right? And I forget what I said his name was. The grandfather. Howard, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's really gross. There is this one part where I don't know exactly what he did to Naomi, but the grandfather like spit something into her mouth, and it, yeah. So they wind up. So she finds out things, of course, that 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 her sister, that her cousin isn't crazy and stuff, and that there really are ghosts and crazy things going on in the house. And all this stuff that's going on has to do with a virus. This is where I'm going to talk about right here. That's why I got this open. But there's like a virus. I'll read it to you. But anyway, it says, so this is Francis. He's talking to Naomi. And he's like, I suppose now you realize we are not like other people and the house is not like other houses. So a long time ago, Howard found a fungus which is able to extend human life quite a bit. It can cure diseases. It keeps you healthy. Sorry. Let me pause for a second because the dog is making sounds. Sorry, you guys. Robin will close my one door for you in a minute because they're talking in there too.
What did you do when you see cat?
You can stay in. Just shut the door, Robin. Come on, I'm trying to do my review, please. So, he found a fungus and it extends their lives. Like, they can stay alive for a very long time. And it also can cure diseases, and it keeps you healthy and stuff like that. I'll tell you what it's called. And then she's asking, okay, so he says the fungus, it runs under the house all the way to the cemetery and back. It's in the walls like a giant spider's web in the web. In that web, we can preserve memories, thoughts caught like the flies that wander into a real web. We call that respiratory of our thoughts, of our memories, the gloom. And then she asks, how is it possible? And then he's talking about how the fungus can enter into a symbiotic relationship with the host plant. I don't know how you say this word, but it's Mycorrhiza. It says that one is in the house creates the gloom. So that word is what creates the gloom in the house. And she says, you have access to ancestral memories because of a fungus. It says, and then he says, yes, only some of them are not full memories. You get faint echoes and they're jumbly. And she's like not being able to tune a radio station. That's an example that she gave. And then she's talking about how she's seen and dreamt very strange things. And that the house is what's doing it. And that's because of the fungus, that the house is doing all this. But there's all this incest going on. So she's like, her cousin is like seeing this gloom and stuff like that. And that's what she was seeing as well. But let me see if I can find the part about the incest. Okay, now he did something to her. I told you he spit into her mouth. Because it said most people who come in contact with the fungus dies. That's what happened to the workers in the mine. It killed them. Some faster than others, but obviously not everyone perishes. Some people are more resistant to it. If they don't die, though, it can still affect their minds. It is like Catalina. That's why her mind's a little messed up. It said it can even burn on your own self. And the servants, like I said, the servants are very weird and stuff like that. And the reason why, he said, is because it's like their mind had been carved out. It says it's like how alcohol affects the brain. That's how the fungus is. It affects the brain. they have like special cases where the fungus doesn't like ruin the person, and Catalina and Naomi are both, or Naomi, I don't know about Catalina, but I know Naomi is one of those special candidates that it won't do the same thing to her like it would other people. And there's like a bloodline, and because of their bloodline, the fungus bounds with them. It says, and he was talking about how it's not non odious, how you say that word, that it makes them immortal. And then Howard can transfer his consciousness into the gloom, and from that gloom he can live again in the body of others, like his children, because of the bloodline. She's like, does he possess the children? And he says no. He becomes him. They become him. They become someone new. Only the children, it goes down the bloodline for generations. The bloodlines have been kept isolated to ensure we were all able to interact with the fungus, that we would keep this symbiotic relationship, no outsiders. And that's where the incest comes in, because they can't have outsiders come in. But they can use Ruth, I think. See, so he was married twice, Howard, and those two were actually his sisters that he was married to, because they had to keep it in the bloodline, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm understanding that right. So he had children with his two sisters. So, and to keep Naomi there because she's special, he wants Naomi and Francis to get married. But this other guy, the brother, or the cousin, whatever you want to say, the one that's married to her cousin, he is really gross, and he wants he wants Naomi. He does. Like, there are a couple of scenes, another spoiler, where he like tries to attack her, and yeah. And one of the times Frances saves her. And then another time she does something, then she thinks she kills him later on. But yeah, that's why this incest is going on. And the one child, or whatever she was, sorry. Keep saying Francis. What did I say his name was? See, I always forget his name. Like, I don't know why his name is so hard for me to remember. But for some reason, that name, Virgil, is hard for me to remember. But anyways, Virgil is the one that tries to rape Naomi. And he also is, his sister is the one that killed some people, because, like, his dad, I think she killed, mother, I can't remember all who she killed, but it's because of what was going on, and she tried to kill her great-grandfather as well, but of course he couldn't die. It's very strange, you guys, so very strange book. But it's very interesting. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, and I'm not going to tell you who lives and dies, but it was very interesting, though. I did like it, like I said, but the reason why I gave it like a 3.75, rounded up to 4, is because I couldn't explain that part to you guys, and I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this fungus thing. So that's why I couldn't give it like a 5-star, because it's just, there was some stuff that just went over my head a little. And I wish I could understand it better. Maybe I would like it a little bit more, and I would have gave it maybe over 4 stars. I mean, a full 4 stars in my personal rating. But there was just a couple of things that just was like, okay, I'm confused. I'm still confused, as you guys can tell. It's hard for me to explain. If I could explain it better, then I think I would have liked the book more too. It was just a very strange but very interesting book. I would definitely, like, if you don't mind the stuff that I mentioned, I would definitely recommend it. just so you might be able to understand it better than me if you read the book. But it was really interesting. Like, look, I got a lot of good tabs in there. A lot of red, which was creepy scenes and stuff like that. Like, let me see if I can find one of the things. Okay. She's talking about this one woman. It says she had no lips, and when she tried to take another step back, she realized that her feet had fused to the ground. The golden woman reached forward, reached towards her, and held Naomi's face between her hands. The woman made a noise like the crunching of leaves, like the dripping of water onto a pond, like the buzzing of insects in the pitch black darkness, and Naomi wished to press her hands against her ears, but had no hands anymore. So it's like Naomi's losing her hands and stuff like this, and this thing, it's really strange because of that fungus. Yeah, it's just really weird, and then I'll give you a couple of more, like, creepy thingies. This is the one with, Virgil. Like, I don't know if this part was her dream or if this was really happening with Virgil. But it says, he pressed a hand against her mouth, pushing her hair back against the bed, and the bed was soft. It dipped and swayed, and it was like wax, like being pressed into a bed of wax, or perhaps mud, earth, a bed of earth. It says, and she felt such sweet, sickening desire flowing through her body, making her roll her hips, like a serpent, whatever. And it was talking about how he coiled himself around her and all this stuff. It's really... And then she keeps hearing this voice, and this voice always tells her to keep her eyes open. To open your eyes. And this is the one that killed some of the members of her family. So, let me give you one more example. This is something that Catalina says. There's people and there's voices. I see them sometimes. The people in the walls, they're dead. Like, just some really creepy things in here. Like, let me see. Ruth is the one. That's her name. Ruth is the one that killed some of her family members. It says, I'm not sorry, Ruth said as she pressed the rifle against her chin and pulled the trigger. So you think that after she killed the people, that she committed suicide, but really it was I think it had something to do with her great-grandfather. I think he could control, like, their minds and stuff, so I think it was a great-grandfather that really, what's that word? Really killed her. There's just some really, like, really creepy but interesting parts in this book. I don't want to read all of it, but yeah. There's a couple of times where I don't know, like I said, if it's hit Virgil or not that's doing it, but I mean, or if she's dreaming it, but yeah, there's like a few times where there's one time, like, where she's taking a bath, and she has this weird thing with Virgil. And then the part where Howard did what he did to her, like to spit the thing in, because something happened when he spit the thing into her. I'm not going to tell you what, but yeah, it was just very weird. But yeah, it's just like a really interesting, but yeah, I was right. Howard can control people's minds and things like that. So that's what happened. He controlled Ruth and made her kill herself. So it's very interesting. But I'm going to let you guys go because this is a long review and I don't want to ruin everything. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you how it ended or who lived or who died or, yeah. So that I'm going to leave. But yeah, it's just really strange, you guys. But it's really something interesting, and you might like it. Just because it was strange, don't mean it's not good. But look at my baby. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. Say bye, everybody. My baby. This is my baby. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys all have a great day. I don't know. This will be up either Friday or Monday. No, Friday or Saturday this will be up. One of the two. And I think that's it for right now. I hope you guys all have a great day. When you see this, like I said, it'll be Friday or Saturday, so have a great weekend. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Glory out.